Welcome to the Rink Report, which is being brought to you by Ohio Credit Union, the Blue Jackets, and the Chicago Blackhawks here tonight. I'm Bob McElligott with Jody Shelley. And Jody, one of the big storylines we were looking at tonight is only going to be half true. Seth Jones will not play in this game for the Chicago Blackhawks. Disappointing because he was making his return to Nationwide Arena. However, Adam Boqvist, who was traded by the Blackhawks to the Blue Jackets in that trade last summer, is going to go up against his former teammates here tonight. So he has that to look forward to.
Yeah, he does. It's quite a surprise when he got traded this summer. And he's a player that's come in here and got a really good opportunity with the Columbus Blue Jackets. You know, he's got 7 goals as a defenseman. He's 21 years old. And that's something I think we forget. Seth Jones was an unrestricted free agent, informed the team he was going to be looking elsewhere. And boy, they picked up some nice pieces that we've seen to this point of the season, making an impact in the lineup. So Boqvist against his old team, a player that got drafted there, 8th overall, it's a really high draft pick. Thought he was going to have his whole career there, but ends up being in a major deal that brings him to Columbus, and good for the Blue Jackets. You know, Adam Boqvist is offensive minded, and tonight he'll be happy to play against the Chicago Blackhawks and hope to spoil their fun here as they're trying to get a back-to-back win as they just beat the Vegas Golden Knights.
Give me the mindset of a player that is taking on his former team. And for Adam Boqvist, he gets to do it on what is now his home ice. He got to have his regular morning. He got to go home and maybe nap or something this afternoon, and now just come back and go to business. But he's going to do it against a lot of guys that he knows and a lot of guys he's still friends with.
You know, the strangest part as a player to return to your building, which in this case, you're right, Adam Boqvist is in his home arena. So to have his old team come in, it's much simpler. But when you have to go into the building that you called your home building, it's strange. And it starts with the bus driver who drives you to the rink. He's a guy that's a familiar face you've seen around the rink, but you didn't really know like what impact he was or what he did with the other team. So he's the bus driver, so he's a familiar face. And then you're, you know, the city you're in, you're staying in a hotel, which is weird to start with. You probably only do it in training camp. And then when you walk by the locker room and you see the ushers, so for Seth Jones, who's not playing tonight due to COVID, he was here this morning. It would have been strange to go all through all that and prepare for tonight, which he's going to miss. But for Adam, it's just go home. He's with his teammates. It's a regular routine. So it's much simpler to play your team for the first time on the road and kind of get that out of the way. It is fun during the game, though, because there is some banter. There is some familiar faces that might give you the extra poke or have a little conversation with you. But when the puck's on the ice, the intensity's high, and you really just want to spoil it for your old team.
Blue Jackets coming into this game off a win over the New Jersey Devils, and they got a 4-3 win. They got 2 goals in that game off Oliver Bjorkstrand. One of those came on the power play, a power play where the first unit is back together for the first time in months. Bjorkstrand was out a couple of games because of COVID protocol. So was Zach Werenski, but the guy that missed the most time was Patrick Laine with the oblique strain. They are all back. They are all playing. They made it look at some points kind of easy the other night.
It just looks it looks right. And that's a group that got together early in the season, had success. The word cohesion comes to mind. You know, there's something about the dynamic of the power play when you have all those options. You've got a couple great shooters at the top with Laine and Werenski. Voracek may have too many options because he's got Bjorkstrand in the middle of the ice too there as in the bumper position. And then don't forget Boone Jenner down low. And when you have the puck and you see the opposition penalty kill cheating on someone, you've got really good options open. So for Jake Voracek, especially when I think of him on the power play, he looks to his right, he's got Boone. He looks to his left, he's got Werenski. He looks straight across, he's got Bjorkstrand and Laine. So pick your poison for him. And for those guys, you can sense the confidence that they gained in the beginning of the year. You saw it the other night when they started the game and there was a penalty early for New Jersey. You know, they stayed out there. It was like a 2-minute shift or longer for those guys in the first period of the game. And they used that and they got things going. They were excited to get things going again for the power play. So it needs to be a weapon. It needs to be dangerous because then the penalty killers are back off a little bit. So see this power play to gain momentum and gain more respect and hopefully a little more room out there on the ice.
Well, on the other side, the Blue Jackets will need to stay out of the penalty box tonight, and that's because Chicago has a lot of weapons of their own. This is a team that got off to a slow start this year. They changed the coach, they changed the general manager, but there are still a lot of familiar faces. Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taze is back this year as well. But you've got some of their younger guys too that are now stepping up into bigger roles. Alex DeBrincat is one of those guys. Kirby Doc is another one. They are starting to come into their own a little bit, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is a team that's got a lot of really, really important pieces in place. And like you said, old and new. And the new guys like Doc, he dealt with injury last year. There's a lot of expectations that come along with him. He's big. He's got a really good skill set. And then DeBrincat's got 21 goals. I mean, this guy has found his way. He's barged his way into the National Hockey League in the offensive side. He's learning from Kane and now Taves, who missed the entire season last year. He had a medical issue and he's back. He's the leader of this team. They used to call him Captain Serious. He's back there with Patrick Kane, who everybody in Europe and everybody all over the world who's 25 or under, these guys used to watch Patrick Kane's videos to learn hockey and try to get better. So he's on the ice here tonight. It's always fun to see one of those stars. There's two of them in those two guys. So for the Blue Jackets, you're right. Cannot cheat defensively, have to be responsible and take care of the details of the game, whether it's blocking shots, making good passes, and not making high-risk plays at dangerous times to manage this game tonight. Chicago's looking for anything too, so the Blue Jackets have to understand 2 wins in a row, 2 desperate teams looking for it. This sets up to be a good battle.
Yeah, and the Blue Jackets are fine with Chicago struggling. They would be fine in handing them yet another loss tonight because come next summer, the Blue Jackets have the Blackhawks first-round draft pick. They'd like that to be a high draft pick. Hey, I want to give you a reminder before we're all done here. On Thursday, the Blue Jackets are back on the road in Carolina. That's a game that you can only watch on ESPN Plus or Hulu, but on the radio side, Jody Shelley is going to join me to do color, and you'll be able to hear. Yeah, that's a surprise to you, right? That's that's a game that you'll be able to hear on 105.7 FM in Columbus. Columbus Alternative 105.7 coming up on Thursday night. I hope you'll be ready for that.
I'll be ready for that, Bob. I'll be ready. You be ready to carry me through the show, and we'll have some fun in Carolina doing that game on radio. I'm really looking forward to it.
You carry me halfway, I'll carry you the rest of the way.
Okay, sounds like teamwork.
There we go. That'll do it for the Rink Report. It's been brought to you by Ohio Credit Union. For Jody Shelley, I'm Bob McElligott. Enjoy the game.